make people feel like they're the ones who put their own leadership in place.
Yeah.
You get me? What people when people were enslaved back in the day, they would all vote as to who would become their senior, who would represent them there.
As slaves.
So there's another slave who's now above the other slaves to report and, to the enslaver.
Yeah.
That guy is what then became your president now. You think he's the one who's there to free you, but he's as much a slave as you are. Freedom is too expensive. Freedom is too expensive. Imagine a nation which imprisoned you, stopped you from developing. While in 400 years, they've been developing for 400 years, while you guys have been stuck in the same place, not developing. You guys have not been developing. They've been advancing in technology, in weaponry, in war, in tactics for 400 years. You guys have been stagnant. All of a sudden can beat them.
What? Yeah.
Guys who've been developing for 400 years. While you guys have been in the same place, but all of a sudden you are able to overthrow them. Similarly, at a similar time, other guys, we're independent now. In a few years, we're now independent in another nation. In a few years, another is also independent. Almost like it is a schedule. You tell me if you see it. So you now are building on systems that have got so much hidden lies and secrets underneath. You're building on top of that. And you wonder why cost of living is so high. They have to pay rent to the real owners. They have to pay the Jews to the real owners.
Yeah.
What is it? If I have a house, they give it to you to manage, you're not going to charge the same rent that I charge. You're going to make somebody else suffer, so that at least you can also gain, because you still need to pay off the real owner.
Yes.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Yes. Anyway,
Africa is actually more colonized than it was back then. Real colonism is when you can't see anymore that you're bound.
my goodness.
When you still could see you're bound, you thought that was colonism.
That's so sad.
But real colonism is when you can't tell anymore. And you actually believe in your head that you are free.
Yeah, Father. Yeah, that's.
It took them 400 years to change your perspective of what freedom is.
My goodness.
Because you never knew what freedom was 400 years before that. So they told you what freedom is. The stories of what freedom used to be were all gone. They were all faded away. Nobody knew what freedom used to be anymore.
Yeah.
Nobody knew. So they then told you freedom is this. And then you jumped and said, we are free now.
My goodness. Yeah, that is just.
Yes, Father.
It's crazy.
Are you there?
Yes, Father.
You're in prison, for instance, you get into prison. When you get there, you're taught that freedom is you getting out. Right? Yet, real freedom is here.
Okay.
Because after you get out, you'll find out you still don't have a job. But when you're in prison, you had food. As terrible as it may be, at least you had some food.
Yeah.
As terrible as your bed may be, now you have no bed.
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes, Father.
There is more trust for you in prison than outside. Because all of you are criminals. Or supposedly, most of you are. But going to a place where it's not criminals and you are the criminal. You are no longer free there. You're not free to get a job. You're not free to be around children. You're not free to be around women.
Yeah.
You're not free in any space. You're not free to pursue a career. You're not free to start a family. Were you therefore not more free in the prison?
Yeah, you are.
Are you there?
Yes, Father.
Freedom is not what things look like in the physical. Freedom is a spiritual thing. It's within. You can have a free man in chains. Yet a bound man that's walking free on the road.
Wow.
You there?
Yes, Father.
It's crazy, ain't it?
Yes, Father.
When they were here, where their cars are crazy. You see, people had objectives. It was only when the objectives were done when they left. But they cannot let you know they are leaving.
Yes, Father.
They cannot let you believe that you're being left alone. You know, you're not being left alone. Rather, let me put it like this. They make it look like they're walking out of the picture.
Okay.
But yet till today, the price of gold is not in rand, it's not in Zim dollars. The price of gold is still in pounds and dollars. Yet They've got no mines and the mines are here.
Alright.
If right now you were to say, what is the price of gold? Somebody says $2,000
Yeah.
per ounce, whatever it is. Never in rand.
Yeah.
You never hear of an African currency against an African currency. Like Zim dollar, South African rand exchange is a public thing that's known.
Yeah.
That is US dollar, South African rand.
Yes.
With me. US dollar, Kenyan shillings. But where is it that, okay, today Kenyan shillings against the US dollars is against the South African rand, is this?